What's up, everybody? This is Fatima, and I am here to um, put out some information, some knowledge from a mercurial perspective, with a little bit of Leo. Okay, so as you can see, I'm in my habitat, my natural environment where I feel grounded as I reappear from Cancer's moon. Okay, so now that I feel a little bit more grounded and protected and secure, I'm ready to go ahead and proceed forward. Okay, so many of you have, well, first off, let me say I appreciate y'all support. Um, it means the world to me, and I really appreciate it. I'm not trying to influence anybody's beliefs or anything, but if you catch my vibe, you catch my vibe, and I just want to enlighten you, um, and share knowledge and information with you as an earthling, um, who's on a spiritual experience, and I know many others are as well. I haven't formally introduced myself, but thanks to Leo, I am using my energy to stand in my power, own my truth, and admit when I feel um, fearful, and I encourage to be fearless. Okay, I encourage to put yourself out there, create, love, do what you love. From a Virgo's mercurial perspective, I encourage you to take care of matters of your heart, your blood pressure. Um, Limit the salt. When I tap in with Aries, Aries tells me to mind my blood sugar. Okay, so balance between the salt and the sugar. Okay, so with that, I take the message and I flip it to 143, which is telling me from a numerological numerology, whatever. Okay, Mercury, do you? Okay, from a numerological perspective, because we could play this game all day, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm just Mercury. I'm just trying to ride this wave and no problems with you. That's all I'm saying. So, okay, from Aries' perspective, take care of the blood sugar, okay? So when we pair Aries with a Leo, we get Sagittarius. Okay, now we're ready to move forward and take action. Sagittarius tells me to remember what I see, okay? Look at the spirit at all times, okay? Pay attention to the spirit. Tap into your five senses, okay? Your sense of touch. What does the energy feel like? Okay. So now you can't feel it. So Pisces is saying it's unknown. You can't see it. It's electric. You can feel it. It's electric. And you know it's there because the energy intensifies, it vibrates at different levels. Okay. And so when we read the energy, we analyze using Virgo. Virgo looks up and down the body. Virgo goes in and Virgo goes out. But mostly Virgo likes to go in and look at the body, look at all of you. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So when we do that, we are able to tap into the information because we are the system, we are the data. And without Leo, the heart, you ain't got no courage. Without a little bit of heart, you don't have the zhuzh to operate mechanically or spiritually. So some of the things that you may experience while you are doing this ride through the Mercury retrograde, while we do the moonwalk, the signs that will definitely be affected are the mutable signs. We work together. They are the four elements of Virgo. Come on down, Virgo. What you got, Virgo? Yes. All right, all right, all right. Then we got Gemini. Gemini comes through with the thought process. Boom, I'm gonna throw you the thought. Virgo gonna analyze it. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna do all of that, okay? And then Pisces is like Thelma from Scooby Doo, like Jinkies. You know what I'm saying? I feel it. You see? Okay, and then when we got Scooby, because Scooby is the seer. That's why officers use dogs and canines. You see what I'm saying? But if you notice, Scooby Doo was also a spiritual team too. That some people ain't ready for that type of knowledge. But then now you got Scooby ready to move. You see what I'm saying? But Scooby is the lookout. Scooby looks around like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying this to say I look at things from an imaginative perspective, and that's how I can connect. And that's what Pisces and Sagittarius allows me to do. And so what I just did was give you an example of how tapping into the energy of each zodiac sign, how it allows me to read and get a perception of what it is that I am seeing. Okay. So just to be a little bit silly and kind of loosen up. Um, so what to expect between today being the what 11th or 12th. We're at the 11th, 3/11, Tuesday, which is Taurus and Scorpio day. So this is a good day to pursue money goals, what it is that you desire. And as we wax with the moon, that gives us the energy to continue to pour and cultivate. Okay, it's very important that you pay attention to matters of material possession. This is the day where you may receive payments, increases in wealth. Scorpio tells me to move in silence. Okay, don't talk about what it is that you have, because Taurus says I have, Scorpio says I desire, right? So keep those things secretive when it comes to what it is that you are manifesting. Now the illusionary part comes in because Pisces is aspected and about 4 planets right now. Venus is in retrograde. That's the way we love. What makes us loving, and how we do it, and it is in the sign of Aries. Now, when we go into this Mercury retrograde, watch the video on Mercury retrograde and what you can expect. Now, some of the other things that you can expect with this Mercury retrograde being in Aries, Aries being the leader, because Aries is the head, okay? And Aries tells us to basically, let me see, with Mercury in Aries, let me go back real quick. Right now, Mercury is in Pisces, which is it's the subconscious mind, where it can become a little bit conflicted amongst the energies of others, the collective. So when I get in a feeling, where it's like an oceanic feel, because you start to feel different emotions. So what I do is I examine those emotions, each one that I feel, and I retrace the steps back to where the hell it came from. I'm just playing. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out where it came from and why. So this is what Mercury is going to analyze things during this retrograde. It's going to pull off of emotions. So if you've been running, Virgo and Gemini, thanks to Pisces and Sagittarius, done found you. And you got to do the work, beloved. So, okay, with Aries in Mercury, Aries tells you to do things quickly, and they sometimes say things without thinking, right? So their enthusiasm may be quickly replaced with an interest in a new thing or another, causing you to be excited about experiences. Okay, it may seem to other people that there's a fire behind them that's forcing them to act fast, like with impulse. And Mercury affects these fiery signs because it creates lively imps who are interested in anything that attracts their attention, like, ooh, shiny stuff, like that, okay? Their mind is active, okay? And with Virgo, we already analyzed. When you add a little Capricorn, it's a whole discotheque going on in the brain. So I am here as an earthling to bring you the information that belongs to you. So as a speaker, listening to the sounds, using the spidey senses of the tower, with digital information. Thanks to Aquarius, I am in tune with stimulates my brain, my mind, my emotions, and so I am aware. Thanks to Sagittarius, it tells me that I am aware of where energies are coming from. Okay, I'm currently tapped into the Native American spirit, the native spirit. I'm sorry, my fault, my fault. Um, that was the 3D part of me. So the native flute meditation sound is going to be very helpful for some. Okay. So with the Aries in Mercury's, it also challenges and makes you acknowledge that it takes some time before ideas can be reached or your goals can be realized. Okay. Now, so what you will experience during this retrograde, there will be a definite because it's all about communication and the speaker. You need a speaker in order to speak, right? Whether it's he or her, there's someone that is speaking. So Gemini is the twin, so it's either going to be your masculine or feminine, or you understand the reflection of the projection and you're able to communicate with other masculines and feminines based on um, knowledge of higher self. So you will experience words like your sentences without you consciously being aware. Sometimes your sentences may sound mixed up. You may be experiencing um, typos when you're typing things. Anything with communication, the way we communicate with one another, you might start channeling different access voices. You might start seeing things online that have to do with different languages and stuff like that because Sagittarius likes to deal with the foreign travel, foreign relations, different languages, different things that you speak. But in order to understand different languages, you have to be tapped into those different spirits and cultures, right? So right now, the Leo Lion Moon is making people want to feel like they need to move. With Aries being in Mercury, the thought is kind of like things are really fast paced because Aries is the genius mind, okay? And when you put a genius thought process of a Gemini, where you can balance that duality and you can see things from different aspects, and when you add the Virgo in, because Virgo gives you the vision, even though Aries is the eyeball. Okay. So when we break it down with the body, Gemini is your bronchial tubes, the systems, the hands, right? This whole top part, your lungs. But then when you have Libra, it brings the air flow, right? So Taurus tells us this is the voice, the larynx, the Adam's apple. Not for me. Not Tuesday. No, just no. But not me, you know what I'm saying? But it rules over, it's a unisex thing when you're looking at energy and you apply it to the body. Taurus will give you the deeper voice. So this is why my voice changes a lot. I heal through Taurus and I heal through Aries. That's what makes me stronger because Leo takes me there. Roar. And thanks to Scorpio, Scorps, we able to change things rapidly. Okay, so now with Mercury signs, we adapt. With Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius, we are the four mutable signs that work together. So those signs will be affected by the retrograde. So with Sagittarius, you have to travel. So what happens during the retrograde? During travel, it could be delays. You might see things that are delayed. You may have learned lessons from the past about how things are delayed, and so you know how to shift and take necessary precautions. So you should be good this time. Okay, Pisces is telling you to trust in the unknown, believe that the Most High is watching you and protecting you through the armor, which comes from Sagittarius. They work together because it's the traveler, okay? The way we travel, we use Gemini energy or Sagittarius. Gemini is short distance, Sagittarius is long distance. Okay, Gemini would be like by car, Sag would be by plane. All right, because it takes you further out. And so when we look at things from a spiritual perspective, we're able to look at a higher level of consciousness, just like when you go up higher in a plane. Okay, so now what will happen is, just like energy, what goes up comes down, what goes in, what goes out. You know what I'm saying? It's how the energy moves. You know what I'm saying? There's always an adjacent energy, or a direct energy, giving and receiving. Okay, so this is the way the energy will work. Libra says that you will get the energy that you put out. Okay, so to be aware during this retrograde is to think before you act. That's what Aries tells us. Okay, Saturn with Pisces. Saturn is governing Pisces, which is why we are all going through the 12th house of karma. So, if a lot of you don't believe, you are being made a believer in what it is that you didn't know. So, a lot of you are coming out of program ways of thinking. A lot of people are going into program ways of thinking because of their choices and the way planets have been lined up. The last big shift that we had before the end of the year puts you into, or out of karma for the past 30 years. So the last time we had a big shift was during the abolishment of slavery, and then according to the Declaration of Independence, and so it's more like spiritually we are having a Juneteenth, because people are realizing that they've been enslaved, with the Gemini effect. Okay. And so a lot of what was in the light is going into the dark, and was in the dark is going into light. So a lot of people will be experiencing breakthroughs, spiritual breakthroughs, and you will be ascending. So your body will become sensitive. Pay attention to areas of the hips, below the hips, the sexual organs, the blood flow to the body by watching the salt and sugar. Um, Pay attention to your bones, your bone health. If you don't have any aches and stuff like that, then continue doing what you do, whatever. But if you do, watch my video on, I think it was Virgo's health messages or something like that. And I put up some information there on what you can do to heal yourself using natural elements. Um, what else? You got your feet, your pineal gland, so you may experience headaches. You could experience extreme tiredness, because if you're shedding old layers, what is happening is, um, several pieces of you are coming apart, right? Um, you're recognizing snakes, but at the same time, snakes have to go through transformation. Butterflies go through transformation. All of these different animals and elements here go through different stages of transformation, but they all transform. So what was hidden is being exposed as we go into this full moon on Friday, which is in Virgo. Hello, how you doing? Just in time, I mind you, for the retrograde. So it's kind of like coming back around. According to the news, Virgo is coming around with that goo goo gaga. No, I don't know. I'm not even gonna question. I know why I'm so giggly about it. It's that Leo energy. Leo likes to have fun and clown about it, and be lighthearted. And I'm here for it, because I'd rather laugh my way through a retrograde than be, in the dark. So when we're looking at the rest of the body, what else? Gemini. Uh, Gemini is the communication in Virgo. So what will happen is there will be delays for some. The retrograde will also affect Aries, because it's going into Mercury in Pisces. Right now it's in Aries. No, it's staying there. It was in Pisces, so it's in Aries. So now it's like being impulsive because you're not aware of what's happening. So it's like, wait, stop, think, use your discernment before you make a move. It's just like traveling. It's just like Sagittarius, the hunter, right? You have to use your senses. Your psyche is the sixth sense, but you use your five God-given senses, right? And you balance each one of them by changing the way you eat, changing your diet. Because if you eat lighter, you eat righter. That is so stupid, but that was now see that was Gemini and Virgo communicating to one another. Um, I'm very mercurial, so I'm not bipolar according to the textbook, but I do channel different. It's just like turning a dial on a radio or any device because Gemini rules over the devices. So I've studied long enough and I examined self long enough to understand what happens. And so as you cleanse your body, what's happening is the retrograde is going to take you back to go over things and overlook your contract, your body, the contracts that you've signed in the 3D, the contract, things that you left unfinished, right? Because you got to go back. All roads lead back to self. So whatever you put out depends on how long ago it was, where the planets was, and all that stuff. What you had did in the past is going to come up. So as you heal shadow aspects of the self, shadow aspects of your former self will pop back up. What goes around comes around. It doesn't matter where you're at on the journey. As one heals, the other one has to heal. It's the energetic push pull. It's the runner chaser dynamic. It is the twin flame hype. It is the you and the you and him, the his and her, the polar opposite of one another, positive and negative. And we project our energies onto another and we go into contract based on temptation or, seven deadly sins, things like that. So, what Sagittarius and Pisces is really trying to teach us at this time is how to have balance between the worlds, the outer world and the 3D world. Let your spirit guide you to the information and the knowledge that you need to get. Because see, Virgo likes to do it all, and we're not going to let Virgo do it all, okay, for you. So this time, the full moon, we go into the full moon on Friday, which will be in Virgo. And it will be a lunar eclipse. When you have a lunar eclipse, the lunar is the moon, okay? The moon will overshadow the moon will block the sun, okay, in a sense to where emotions will overshadow the light, okay, and your the object is for you to stay in light, okay, because there are a lot of dark energies, a lot of forces at war, okay, and there's an attack on our psychological mind, and we we get the information through social media. And that plays a big influence because it takes us away from spirit, the divine Holy Spirit. And so there are light workers, star seeds, um, indigo children, all kinds of elements out here disguised as people that are used to become messengers to help enlighten the people. That everything ain't all 3D, okay? There is a spiritual aspect to things. There is a good and a bad in all things. And it's what you do with your gifts, okay? Because the information wouldn't be out there for them to know it if we can't know it. Okay. So I'm not here to start no regime or nothing, but I'm just here to give you information as to what is happening. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay. Each one teach one. And we're all on different frequencies, but at the end of the day, we all trying to get back to Sesame Street. Okay. So, Virgo encourages us for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to mind our toxic behaviors, okay? Mind overthinking situations, to accept things as it is. Nothing is perfect because Virgo rules the perfection. Virgo is the perfectionist. She likes to be the goody two shoe and da 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 da. And people may not like that, but that's okay. We love Virgo anyway because Virgo brings us the different aspects, the many sides. Virgo is the earth, it is the body. Okay, you can't have no body if you ain't got no body. Okay, and you got to take care of your body because you can't trust nobody else with your body. Okay, so I'm here to tell you about the bodies out here. There's spiritual bodies and there's 3D bodies. There's the sheep, the sleep, and there's the woke. You got to remember which one you are because when you speak the language of zombie and you out here like, oh, and the other people like, oh, and don't nobody know, don't nobody know what nobody's saying, and you just out here and you don't believe in nothing, you do. You got to know within your whole heart and soul that God got you, okay? That there is a higher power watching over you, that there are angels that have been assigned to have your back. You know what I'm saying? They don't appear like the typical friends. They don't appear like the typical um, partners and things like that. We are here to help one another. We look how we look. We can't help it. Thank you, Leo. Shit. Leo loves the hair. Leo is like roar about it. Stop it, Leo. It's all about Leo. Leo loves the drama, and I'm all for it. But so just having a little bit of fun with it. So Virgo tells us to just let things be. It's okay. Don't overdo it. Like if you like, I like to clean, right? But really on the inside, I'd be like, F all that. But I know that I need to continue to bring order or there will be chaos because that's what Virgo brings, the order out of the chaos. Once we figure out where things go and they're in their proper perspective, then Libra says, now we have balance, darling. Okay? So most of you need to stay focused and balanced on that coin. Okay? Some of you need to balance and focus on your health, which is the body, right? Some people need to focus, go within and tap into their mind and sort things out and put things in its perspective places because all that energy that you pick up on the mind channels like thousands of information per minute. So to unravel all of those things, some people don't make it back because they go into a state of psychosis because it's all based on what you believe, okay, what you were taught. You have to be willing to you got to be willing to break your heart, right? Because the third party situation is the outer against your inner, your polar opposite, your light and dark. Okay, there's third party interferences based on the sounds and the frequencies you pick up on, and when they are mixed with yours and you don't know how to discern or you don't know how to clear those energies out and you're carrying them in your mental space, then it can when you're not aware or you're not protected, your spiritual body is not allowing you to elevate in frequency and it's causing you to feel stuck in a state of consciousness in the mind. um, Pisces and Sage tell you, come over to Neptune. We got you. Let's escape all of that. We here. We already know what it is, right? Let's just make it do what it do. Because it was what it was, and it is what it is. And it's gonna be what it's gonna be, right? So that is based on the information that Gemini and Virgo passes to them. Okay. So now you can make moves accordingly and you can adapt to the changes because you have to elevate. If you don't elevate, you stagnate. And if you're out there just judging people, that is a reflection of who you are within self because we're all mirrors for one another based on our level of acceptance, inner, outer, under, and overstanding. All right. So I read the numbers, I read the colors, I read all the elements, symbols, all of those things. So 2929 on the clock, which is an 1111. So that is saying good luck is on your side. That breaks to a 111. I wanted to break it down, telling me to use my intuition, but I'm already doing that. So 1111 is saying there's balance here and there's balance there. So when you can do that, you are manifesting what it is that you desire, okay? Because you are at a higher frequency when the numbers are at 1 and they are double. When you become one, and you are able to ascend with your masculine and feminine energy, and then that causes healing. But in order to heal, you have to feel. You have to purge the energy. You have to be willing to face it using using the Scorpio energy, meaning go into the dark, look at the boogeyman. The boogeyman is you because you've been running from your shadow the whole time. The shadow been saying, you can't do that. You ain't the best. You ain't the goat. You little dog. You ain't this. You that. That's that stupid part of your conscience that talks to you and tells you you can't do it. And then you become conflicted with itself, and then you become your own enemy. And then you listening to people that's telling you that you got people doing this, and that to you. You got to trust what your spirit is telling, because if a person is just telling you that and they're keeping you in that loop, and you're not getting that spiritual nourishment that you need, but then you need to look at yourself and look at what your addiction is. You're addicted to this, to looking for, searching for the truth. But the truth is within you. I can tell you whatever, and I can shatter that whole illusion right now, if you believe. You see what I'm saying? But you have to have a higher level of understanding, because right now people are programming people. But what's happening is people are having breakthroughs, right? And they are leveling up and ascending because their state of consciousness is being shattered. Things are not what it used to be, right? And it's all based on your perception. Whatever you was told, the information that was put into your system. This is the tower. The floppy disk was the information, was the Gemini. What was given to you when you came here, what information was put into your brain, right? And then you saw things accordingly because you were given a vision through television, through other people and communities, okay? Because everybody was on that frequency. Now we on this frequency, okay? Before you was on that frequency. Now you got to be up here on this frequency. But many people don't want you to be on this frequency. Many people want you to be on that frequency. Too low will be too low will cause you to not grow. So you have to get grounded every now and then. Okay. You have to stay aware. Okay. Um, Stay grounded. Stay 10 toes down. It's an illusion. It's like a thriller night. Think of this full moon as it's going to be a motherfucking thriller night, because when you're dealing with Neptune, you got the boogity boogities over here, and you got the wokes over there. You got a lot of different elements that are coming out, but you're not going to actually see them. But people's spiritual mass will be removing, because Libra brings us the open enemies, because Pisces was hiding those enemies. Okay, because when we look at the moon, we're looking at what's done in the dark coming to light. So people are having to deal with that on an emotional, subconscious level, because a lot of people are picking up on it. So if you're Sagittarius, you may feel it on a Pisces perspective. Pisces is very, very sensitive. Very, very, very sensitive. They are the cotton ball in the whole bunch. Okay, then you have the Sagittarius, right? They are the fire element. They are the action one. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Who won it? You know what I'm saying? How you punching in the air like Cuba Gooding Jr. on Boys in the Hood. You'd be mad. But you have to look at the emotions, the mixed emotions that we pick up while we're on our journey, and when we're not aware, we're empathetic to others and things like that. We carry energies, and as a result, we share the karmic energy of others. And when you don't know what to do with that energy, you're holding on to it, and then you hold on so tight because it's emotion, not realizing that these situations are on a spirit level, that and it's latching on to us like energy, like, you know, dark feeding off of light feeding into the dark to transmute. So I hope y'all understand my language at this time, because it's going to get deep with this retrograde. Neptune is taking us for a ride. fantastic voyage. So we can choose to ride the wave and adjust, just coast along, right? Knowing that you are protected, right? If there are any delays that come up, let it be. Be cool. Accept that that is for your protection, because if it's rejection, it's for your protection and redirection. You don't want to feed no negativity into none of it. Just keep taking anything good, you take it and balance it. Bad, balance it with good. Good, balance it with what you're feeling on the external that ain't right. Because you have to have peace, okay? But in order to have peace, you got to have the chaotic energy. So if you feel yourself getting emotional, it's because you've been holding on to some type of emotion for too long, and you just have to look at yourself, because Mercury is still in Aries and it's telling us to look at self, because Aries is the self. The Hermit is going to tell you to go within self in order to come out. Go in to come out. That is your key. Okay, so this is the key that I am giving you. So if you have come across this video, this is the spiritual key to your higher mind. And I hope that it makes you more aware. I hope it heals you. I hope you coast through. I hope you heal. I hope you stay protected by the Most High, Father God, and your ancestors. I hope the angels of light continue to guide you to a better state of peace in your life, because you deserve it. And the way you have to do it is by fighting for self. The illusion is that you have to people please. Virgo tells us we are not people pleasers. I ain't your slave. That's what Virgo says. Stay woke. That's what Libra tells us, right? So no matter what you see, no matter what you hear, use your better judgment by sticking to your truth, because you're going to be conflicted. You may feel afraid to express yourself, but if you've been holding on too long, it's got to come out some way. So find a healthy way to channel your emotions. If you've been drinking or smoking too much, whatever it is that you do, we all do something in excess. Capricorn has to teach us the excess. Shout out to Capricorn, hard workers, you know. Um, they rule over the time, order, restriction. And some people may feel restricted and bound to their own beliefs. And now you have to ascend, because you have to allow the veil to come down, okay? But at the same time, stay behind the veil, okay? And observe and learn, okay? That's how you grow. And when you got to make your move, you make your move, all right? So I think I'm gonna leave this here. I hope I brought you some information. Check out there should be information in my link. This should be on TikTok and YouTube. I have an Instagram platform where I use my astral houses to communicate messages from a personality's perspective. So I tap into all things and I express myself, no holds barred. So that's where I like to be free, and just. But I don't put all the big videos and stuff like that. I could go live on there. I haven't done that yet, and I can go live on my YouTube, but I haven't done that yet. And I'm still working on my Snapchat. So if you wish to follow me, please do so. I'll follow you back. And excuse me, I'm going through puberty. But I will follow you back. And let's grow. All right. So I wish you peace, love, not and light. See, peace, love, and light. I'm not playing these games. Just be prepared for the different challenges, because Aries likes a challenge. Okay, you want a challenge? Just call on the Aries. They got you. They will definitely bring the challenges for you. 39 of the clock. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go, so I can go grow. And if you are interested in looking at longer videos where I use my different tools and channel energy that way, and whichever way I feel like creating, tap in with me. Um, yeah, hit the like, share, subscribe, do what you do. All right, peace.